Introducing Soul. He ain't a junkie, but he drools a lot. It's fair. Let's go get him.
Hello everyone and welcome to Solshow. Today we're reviewing a fun old movie. We are reviewing The Greatest Showman, and this movie stars Hugh Jackman, and Hugh Jackman is this grand, not really a circus leader. They tie into that later, but basically he has a band of freaks. He has enough money to make something work, and he's gonna put on a performance, and he's gonna try to make something. And right away I want to say Hugh Jackman is like amazing in this role. He is so vibrant and he's so like explosive. Like I think half of the point of actors is to look a certain way and to act a certain way. And he looks and acts the part perfectly, and he is a perfect guy to like walk in a room like with this big old smile, and like he's also like a silver-tongued devil a little bit. You know, he's kind of an anti-hero. He has some perks in there that make him kind of fucked up as a person, and he is great doing all of that. And the rest of his cast, they're amazing too. We got Zac Efron, he's great. We had all these side characters, each one of them I loved. A lot of the, circus folk, they were all great. The side rich people, Hugh Jackman's family, each one of them, I thought, they did what they did, and they were all great. And this movie is mostly about Hugh Jackman's character going on this weird roller coaster, this weird hero's journey of sorts, where he started from nothing, but then he got to the top, and he's gonna go right back to the bottom, and let's see where he might not get all the way back up again, but he'll get somewhere, and that's really the quest of this movie. That's the hard plot. Good God, the pacing of this movie. It's hard to give, good examples of pacing, because it's, movies that are, just good, that do a good job at the order in which they tell things. But with this movie, the pacing, I can specifically say where it is amazing, and that is because there are moments where the movie will hold on what is important. It'll kind of rush through some things maybe you don't care as much about, like maybe the romance subplot and stuff going on with Hugh Jackman's family, but these performances, it will slow, it will speed up, and that is how you do pacing. It really lingers on what's important. And Zac Efron, going back to his romance, the female, his girlfriend in this movie, I just really like that actress. Something about her smile. She was in Spider-Man. I just find her a charming human being, and it comes across in the movies. I know that's kind of her job, and so she does a good job at it. But they have a very sweet little romance. These little romances movies put in there, sometimes they really hit you, and this was one of those examples. Zac Efron, Jesus, they got a guy who could sing and dance, obviously he has some experience. My cat is, fucking up my set right now, if you were wondering what was moving the camera. But anyway, the best part of this movie had Zac Efron. That scene where they were in the bar with Hugh Jackman and Zac, I thought that was an amazing scene. I could have watched that scene a couple times over. I specifically downloaded the soundtrack for that song just to hear and reimagine it in my mind. I really love that sequence. And that's not to say there are bad sequences in this movie. Every big sequence is amazing. The visuals in this movie are incredible. I could work my entire life and only, have one of the good visuals in this movie. As sad as that is, that's some of the work and some of the passion going into this movie. And, some of it could have just been a bunch of money being thrown at a screen. Some of it could have been real passion, pain, and love, and I hope it's the latter. I felt like it was the latter because I felt the love in return. And I feel like I'm sounding like I was blown away when I'm about to give it a low 8 out of 10. Maybe I'm just desensitized with movies to being blown away because it is literally millions of dollars being put into a passion project sometimes. That's what movies are, and sometimes you just get desensitized to it. And giving this movie an 8 would to give it higher than that would discredit other movies I've given 10s. So for being the marvelous film that it is, I will give it an 8. And I'm using words like marvelous, I sound like a fucking douchebag. There's a reason that's part of what this is. The words like marvelous and grandeur, they can describe this movie because that's what it's trying to be. It's trying to be so much of what it is, and it really nails it on the head. And I can't say there was really anything like in the movie as I was watching, I was just like, oh, that upsets me. Like, these characters are all fun. Everyone, all the songs and dances, there wasn't a bad song, I thought. Some of it could have been, maybe skimmed, but I thought they did a pretty good job at skimming what was unimportant. And these characters, some of them are like huge, like, people who are supposed to be absurdly shaped and large, but at the same time, in this movie, they're dancing, they're center stage. And going back to the plot, the reason Hugh Jackman's character is under fire is because he kind of blindly, in the name of this big epic stage, this big epic show, he kind of loses what is truly important and reclaims that, or tries to at least, and that is where the movie is. And I will give my rating now. I will give The Greatest Showman an 8 out of 10 and the sole badge of approval. Thank you for this little quick video. I didn't have a whole lot to say for this one, but with movies like this, if I see them, I feel like I have to do a video on them, and I hope you guys can get something out of that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and with that, I leave you.
Tell me what you really like, baby, I can take my time. We don't ever have to fight, just take it.